What is going on, guys? Tanner here with 5 for Football. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to talk to you guys real quick about Rex Ryan. He's scheduled to have an interview for the Jets' vacant head coaching job Tuesday. And this would be Rex Ryan's second stint with the team if he is hired. They interviewed, I want to say Mike Vrabel already. I could be wrong on that, but I'm here looking at Ian Rappaport's tweets. And if you look, former Jets coach Rex Ryan set to interview with the Jets on Tuesday. An opportunity for Ryan to state his case to his old team. Ryan, a current ESPN analyst, has publicly stated his desire for the post he once held. He went 46-50 for the New York Jets with a 4-2 playoff record. The last time the Jets even made the playoffs, Rex Ryan was the head coach. And I believe his brother Rob Ryan was the defensive coordinator. My thing is, he wasn't the best head coach. He wasn't. They made it to the playoffs. I think they had like a 10-6 record one year. But my thing is like, he hasn't coached in a long time as a head coach. I do like him, and I like his football mentality. But as far as like offensive guru, I just don't think it's the best hire. I might like him more than Mike Vrabel, and maybe some other candidates. I would like him more than Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is head coach of the Buccaneers, but like I kind of put him on the same level as that same head coaching level. And you may not agree with that, which is totally fine. We all have opinions. We disagree with it. But I always had Rex Ryan, Todd Bowles. There was always like this like era of coaches that kind of had like your teams at 500, a little over 500. Sometimes they would be a wild card contender or maybe even a divisional round contender, but were never truly a Super Bowl threat. And that's kind of how I always felt about Rex Ryan. It would be exciting, really, really exciting to see him as a head coach again, especially for the Jets, you know, a team he's already coached for. But like, I just don't see it as like a major it would be an improvement, but like I said, a major improvement, I don't know. You might keep your team 500. You might get them back to the playoffs. But are you really going to be contending for a Super Bowl? I've just never seen that from Rex Ryan. And it all depends on what your roster looks like next season. If Aaron Rodgers comes back, and there's reports that, you know, they're going to move on from Rodgers and it's going to be like a mutual thing. And that's if he even plays again next year. What are you going to do? Like, even if Rodgers comes back, I still think the Jets, and even if Rodgers doesn't come back, I still think the Jets need to move on to a new complete regime, whatever you want to call it. And they're going to have like an extremely offensive-minded guy. They've tried that before with the whole Adam Gase, and that didn't work out. But there are some really good candidates out there with great offensive minds that could, you know, be the answer. Ben Johnson is like the top candidate right now for a lot of teams. He chose to stay in Detroit, unfinished business in Detroit. They're like pretty much Super Bowl favorites right now. The Lions are playing amazing. And they would imagine that offense incorporated with a guy like Aaron Rodgers and the weapons that they have on the New York Jets. Even if they draft a new quarterback or maybe sign Kirk Cousins in free agency after he's released from Atlanta, somebody that has a record and a resume of passing the ball a lot, consistently, very well, even if it's a bridge quarterback. There's so many options. You know, there's rumors of trading for J.J. McCarthy because Sam Darnold's playing so well for the Vikings that they're going to extend him. How do you let him go after the season he's had? So it's just like that. Imagine Slowick's had a down year for the Texans, but imagine Ben Johnson on the Jets with a quarterback like that, incorporating those weapons, the Breece Hall, the Garrett Wilson if he's not traded, Devontae Adams probably getting moved on from. But imagine if Garrett Wilson stays. There's a lot of weapons there on the offense still to utilize. And I don't know. There's just a lot. The Jets are going to have a lot to work on. But I think like the best way to do it is you got to get an extremely heavily offensive-minded person in there to run the team. And that's where it starts. You got to clean house as far as staff goes. You got to change the culture. It's kind of like a Raiders situation. You got to change the culture completely. And getting an old face in there that has brought you to the playoffs may work. It may be an answer. Or you can get a new face in there who has just taken this offense of the Lions to unimaginable lengths this year and possibly to a Super Bowl if they make it that far. But the things he's done with Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, I mean, the things that they're doing in Detroit is so attractive to other teams. It's attractive to fans. And I just think that you've got to really just look at that. You've got to look at that. I still think that like a guy like Ben Johnson would be the clear answer over someone like Rex Ryan. And it's just an interview. It's not saying he's going to get the job, but you know, it would just be a Jets thing to do. But you guys have got it. Like, you've got to change the front office. You've got to change the culture of this team. You've tried the whole defensive-minded thing with Saleh, and they had a great defense for a year or two. This year was totally a letdown. It's time for the offense to take over, and you guys got to get rolling with that offense. You can tell me your thoughts down below. If you listened to me ramble this long, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button to help support me. Tell me your thoughts in the comments, guys. Much love. I'll see you later.